Hello everyone, it's Alex from Scary Sheep and welcome to part 2 of Pathologic 3 Quarantine. So yeah, part 1 we kind of just did the prologue of the prologue, and today hopefully we'll get to dive right into what quarantine is all about. And when we last left the game, we were standing in front of these three fine creatures. They're just people in masks. If you think you're seeing something terrifying, it's always just people in masks. They're not scary at all. They pass for a Greek chorus if this were a tragedy, but it's all vaudeville. Vaudeville. I can't pronounce words. You will realise that. Also, a small comment on part 1. I did realise you could hear my mechanical keyboard clicking like crazy. Hopefully, I've sorted that out now. Let me know. If not, although I will know if not. Right, okay, let's talk to these guys. Sava Kremenitz, number 72. I'm an orderly on quarantine duty. What are your instructions? Right, here are your orders. Take it down, just people here. I'm sent to cemetery barrels. I have no clue if any of what I say is going to have any repercussions, but what were you doing yesterday? We cleared out this place like you ordered. Remember the size of the crowd that showed up yesterday? You said hospitals for doctors, not the sick. No, that would do. Allow me to correct you. I said we need space to work. Basically, those who have had the sand pest are beyond help. They're supposed to go to the general sick ward at the station to die. You had us give them morphine, laudanum, that reminds me of amnesia, lead, and whatever else eases their pain. And the patients you wanted us to bring here were the rare ones who hadn't died within 5 hours and could even still walk. That is correct, they're the ones we're going to work with. Okay. Orderly. Marat, take King for 28. Start my shift at 10. What's our plan for today, Doctor? The vaccine, obviously. We were unsuccessful yesterday and the day before. Yep. Okay. That sounds like insanity, repeating the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. There's only ever one plan. Every effort goes towards the vaccine. Okay. We're going to identify the strain. We've been catching those longs as you instructed. You know, the rare cases where they get infected but resist the sand pest for a long time. We got 3 again for today, over there on the platform, the stage. Just 3, shame. All these other responses seem unreasonable, so we'll stay nice. Doctor, last night we had a chat amongst ourselves, and there's something we don't get. What's like the point of figuring out what those longs are sick with, besides the sand pest? They're gonna die anyway, or either way. How does it help us if we figure out the way that they also have, or what they also have, anemia, or I don't know, measles, on top of the earthen plague, I mean? You wouldn't understand. It's difficult to explain. It takes a long time too, and we're pressed for that. The body wage wars, when it's these send soldiers to the battle, blah blah blah. Okay. Last one. Orderly, I'm here to raise a collective complaint, Doctor. These cloaks, they're very uncomfortable, sir. They make it hard to use your hands, and you can't see a damn thing through the mask. On top of that, we have to burn them every night, because each time we've been to an affected area. For starters, introduce yourself properly, sir. What can we do? There's nothing else we can use, but the town theatre has a warehouse worth of these costumes. Get on with it. They don't seem very practical, do they? You can even get your arms out of that. Shuffling round. Looking creepy. Right, some side rooms. Let's go see our longs. This is where we're doing all our experiments. Hospital. Patients must be questioned, examined, and the symptoms recorded in the casebook.
You too can look,
Hello?
but you can't see the lines.
How respects. It looks broken, Erdem. The miniscope's broke. What did you want with it? Baraka. Barak. Made any major advances on that vaccine of yours? Oi, none. So many weird words. They say precision instruments help with that kind of thing. Alright, touche. You sure are quick with your snappy retorts. I've done the autopsies for you already. Numbers 1 and 3 had the gunk in their lungs. Number 2 had it in her bronchia. Pulmonary. I wish I understand these words. I am not a doctor. I'm not saying it's anything. I do the cutting, you do the thinking, right? I have my own storyline where I'm going to do what I deem right, and you'll have only a small part to play. It's not like my part here has been very okay, you seem nice, cheerful. Hello there, Yokov Little. Could it be yesterday's technique has proved to be the right one? As your assistant, it's my duty to inform you that among the recipients of yesterday's vaccine, there appears to be 0 mortality. That is to say, no notifications so far. That doesn't really tell us anything yet. While you were away, I tried my hand at diagnosing using your procedure. Did you? I'm intrigued. So I noted down symptoms using your approach. I crossed off illnesses based on the principle of impossible combinations, but I didn't really get anywhere. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. I give it my best try at that. I do this just so I can understand you just a little. Ha, that's your name. And I fail every time. The way your head works is a complete mystery to me. Do you have the anamnesis? Anesis? Right, this is me, I think. You know, sometimes I try to think like you do. I was reading it, doing it again. Oh yeah, what does that word mean? Tell me. I'll say it again. Getting the patient's medical history, or anaesthesis, is your first priority. There's strictly 3 steps. Step 1, interviewing the patient. It always comes first. No matter how tongue-tied or confused they are, no matter how much they get wrong, the information is priceless. Even if they're straight up lying, it's still important. Just like if you were an investigator, or a detective. But I'm no Pinkerton, unlike you. That's what they do, they lie all the time. All those people we interviewed yesterday. Even from their lies. Step 2, the exam. This part requires your utmost attention, and when we take note of anything suspicious, we do it in the context of what the patient has told us. Any trifling body detail, a scratch, a bruise, a birthmark, might turn out to be important. Okay. Still, this requires experience. Everyone is built different. In step 3, if required, a careful inspection of the surroundings the patient lived in, especially when you feel they're being coy, evasive, hiding something. In a word, lying. Reticence is never without a reason. That's when it becomes a good idea to go and inspect their home, talk to their neighbours and family. It always adds to the picture. Do you understand? Yes, I understand, thank you. Then let's get down to it. Okay, how do I... J? A journal? Maybe. Right, we've seen the map in the last part. We are in the marrow. Here I study the patients and work on vaccine. Okay, casebook. Whoop. First select the patient's suspected symptoms and choose the appropriate diagnosis. Some symptoms may be incorrect. Okay. Okay, medical chart. Day 5, name Luther, age 33. Marital status, married, shopkeeper. 5th day of the plague, residence blank. Harmful habits, mocha. Clinical picture, fever. Suspected symptoms, chest pain, cough, coughing up blood, difficulty breathing, diarrhea, vomiting. Oh, am I meant to click on these? Okay, these look like all the different things. 1, single. He's a dyer. The crude sprawl, drinks in moderation. Velat, 47, single. Termitry guard. Skinners. Clinical picture, weakness. Fever. Weakness. Okay, so these are what we can diagnose them with. I'm guessing if they have a majority of these things. I'm guessing we need to talk to them. Probably. But before I do that, write it down, write it all down. You might just have to replace me. Hello? Anyone there? Hello there? Loot. Am I allowed to do that? Ooh. Okay, what do I have? Tobacco. Addictive. Each used effect becomes weaker. Okay, of course. Is this what that crazy guy gave me? Morphine. There's a lot of stuff here, and I feel like I'm gonna get some things wrong. That's fine. Healing. So, oops, sorry. Get to work. You're an embarrassment. Snap out of it.
I'd rather not hear it all.
No idea what that was. What beautiful music.
As if things are animated.
It seems to be making me run faster. Okay, weird. We just enjoy this music in the background, I think. I'm healthy, just so you know. I don't have anything. It's for the autopsy to tell, my dear. Sorry, I meant to say examination. Ah, look all you want, but I don't know what you're looking for. I looked for sores on me myself. Couldn't find any, though. Did you have a reason to look for them? Did you suspect something? I had fever, that's why. 2 days of it, for no reason. But I'm better now, and I had no scratchies on my skin. No yellowing, no sandpaper scratchies, no drought of mouth. What circumstances preceded this fever? Our house was cleared out after the infection came. People were sent wherever there was space. Comfort is a luxury right now. Some were lucky and ended up in an empty living room. Some got an attic or a cellar. Oh god, the music's coming back. Yes, we were put in a boiler room. When I reached out our street, they rounded up the whole caboodle of us isolation ward. I cannot concentrate with this music. It's very disturbing. A boiler room, you say? Was it turned on? Of course, the air was stuffy in there. I tell you, but there was a silver lining. No sickness can survive the hellfire. Convincing, but I'll still need to examine. Please address there. Very discreet. Your sudden fever is easily explained then. Let's go for the examination. See if there's any scratchies. Okey-doke. Patient must be examined and their symptoms added to the casebook. Open the casebook with N. This can also be done during the examination. Very pale skin. Really leaves her home. Not much time in the sun. Okay. Can't see anything at the moment. hematoma. Maybe she bumped into something. Maybe it's a symptom. I should ask where the bruise came from. Nothing out of the ordinary. Just a hematoma. You done with the exam, Doctor? Can I go now? Absolutely not. An examination with no questions asked can only happen in a morgue. I may have missed something. Let's look again. Wait for me here. I'll come back to you later. No, let's ask some questions. I told you everything the last time, but if you say so, you're the doctor. Allow me to call my assistant and I'll use your example to show him how to proceed during an appointment. Yakov Little. You called Mr. Dankovsky? I'm here and ready to heed. So, Mr. Little, we have a patient here. She's claiming to be in good health, but despite having had a fever a few days ago. Do we take her word for it? She had a fever, there must be a reason for it, and we have to find it. Remember this, a patient's self-evaluation may be incorrect. That's why we must ask specific questions about the symptoms, about what comes up during the exam, about the patient's circumstances and daily life. I think I get it, in theory. God knows how it plays out in practice. Questions, but how do you connect the answer to a diagnosis? I'll demonstrate. Observe and learn, Mr. Little. I won't be around forever. The patient is running a temperature. In other words, a fever. Open my casebook, look up fever, and tell me, how many conditions is it listed? Is it listed as a symptom of? Quite a few of them. 8 diagnoses fit the bill. It's a frequent symptom, which means that you have to find others and narrow down the search. Then do it again and again, until you're left with just one verdict. This, Mr. Little, is what's known as differential diagnosis. The name is self-explanatory. Differentiate between similar things to find the only correct solution to our problem. Can't wait to give it a try. Let's get down to it. Then, you look pale, Ma. Has your skin been like this since birth? Or is it this pallor recent? It's not like I get into the mirror a lot, living in a boiler room and all, but I don't think I've ever been pale. Rich do-nothings are pale. Me, I'm a commoner. So pallor isn't typical for you. We're marking that as a symptom. Mr. Little, add pallor to the fever in the record. What do we get? A mere 2 conditions, down from 8. It's like magic. A single symptom, pallor, eliminated 6 out candidates. We're left with a choice of just 2. Where did this hematoma come from, my good lady? I mean the bruise over here, next to your wrist. Did you bump it into something? Or was there someone who batters you? Don't worry, there's nothing to be embarrassed of when seeing a doctor. I'm not embarrassed. A bruise? That's news to me. I've never seen it before. I can't remember anything like that. What you're talking about. I certainly wasn't beaten up. I must have bumped into something myself and forgotten about it before all the fuss. The boiler room is dark and cramped. That's probably where the bruise is from. I'm seeing this hematoma, this fancy bruise, on your list. But if the patient got it from bumping into it, it's not the kind of bruise we're looking for. Okay. She can only guess. Probably split the wrong one. The manual provides a more detailed description of the illness for a situation like this. What causes it? Who's susceptible? Etc. It can give useful clues. And out, read about the condition in detail. Practicing medicine takes more than checking symptoms against a list with a schoolboy's diligence. You have to bring your reasoning into it. Here's one way to do it. Tell me, my good lady, do you garden? Do you grow anything? Anything at all? From roses to cucumbers? Cucumbers? Roses? I'm not following you at all now, Doctor. No, I've never liked digging and shoveling earth and all that. There, earth. Does the boiler room you've been relocated to have an earthen floor by any chance? That's right, it does have an earthen floor. The boiler room isn't really suited for living in, but in these times I'd be ungrateful to complain. How did you guess, Doctor, about the earthen floor? Earth. There's something about Earth in the manual, which I can remember where. It's simple. All kinds of things can be found in your local soils, including microorganisms capable of disrupting circulation, hence the pallor. The bruises were not caused by trauma. A hematoma appears when blood vessel walls are damaged either by an external force, or as in this case, an illness, and the infection could be contracted from contact with Earth. We found our diagnosis. You're a genius, Mr. Dankovsky. Simple, clear case on hand, so I can see it's getting worse from here. Bravo to you, anyway. You're a true master of medicine. So the patient has a satin pest alongside. What's the other diagnosis? I've taught you for it. You can finish yourself. The symptoms are fever, pallor, and a bruise. Put them together, and you'll get your result. What happens to me, Doctor? Where am I to go now? What happens next? Thank you for the opportunity to do a very educational physical exam. You can't teach medicine without actual patients. You may be at observation. Your blood will be used for magazine. Yeah. So, I think we can close her out. Making a diagnosis, select all relevant symptoms and choose a diagnosis. So, she's got... If I can find all of these things. Oh, well, they're there. Now I have to not be blind and see. Are they here? Am I meant to select any from in here? I don't think so. I can't see. Oh, fever. Oh no, they're all there. That one, anemic vascular. It says about red eye though. Is that right? It has all three. Let's go with it. To confirm the diagnosis, hold X, and then you can close the casebook. Well, hey, hopefully that's right. We will see. Probably not. Good luck with your life. Right. Okay. Are you gonna burn me? Where did you get that idea? We won't burn you while you're alive, don't worry. Pain-wise, the sandpest is easily worse than the slow roasting, Doctor. You don't want to ever find out. God. Are you in... That's it. Yeah. Let's be nice. Mr. Tiny here told me I could be useful to you before I die, that is. Said you could find something inside me that slows the pest down. So go ahead, find it. What do you need? Do you want to draw some blood from me? Alright then, where did they bring you in from? I walked here. From home. Caught it from my neighbours. Knew as soon as the skin on my chest started peeling away. Nice. So I waited a day. The neighbours' screams stopped in the middle of the night. I went to check on them in the morning. They were all dead. Me though. I was alive and walking, and now I'm here. Why do you need to know that, Doctor? It might come in useful. I'm a dyer. Been breathing in poisons for 5 years now. One day it's red, the next is blue, then yellow. Could that be why this fever of yours doesn't do me anything? Hey, that's not very likely. Now take off your clothes. Let's have a look at your disgusting skin. That peeling skin he mentioned, unlikely to be the stone disease, most likely eczema. Heartbeat's too fast, but that could be a personal trait. Eczema man. Nothing on the back. Nothing on the top of the arms. Nothing on the bottom of the arms. Fine looking legs. Oh god. Now this is interesting. His skin is yellowed, something wrong with his liver. Isn't this the guy who drinks a lot? Makes sense. It is him, isn't it? It drinks in moderation. Yeah. Have you sorted out, Doctor? Will it be useful in your remedies? My vaccine. It's a vaccine. Get it right. No, wait a bit, please. Tell your patient. It's the plague, of course. The sand pest thing. In it, bruv. The plague, yes. But there's another condition that's prolonging your life. You said it yourself. Your neighbors didn't survive the night, but you're still holding up admirably. Well, blow me down. 2 ailments making me healthier than if I had only one. But you know best, Doctor. What did you want? To question me, right? Question all you want. You complained that the skin on your chest was peeling. On the very middle. I knew right away. Skin turns nasty when you're plagued, right? Okay, maybe I meant to put it in my journal first before I carry on. Excellent. Rapid pulse, burning fever. Because if you do rapid pulse, fever, rapid pulse, so it could be burning fever. It could be. It's probably burning fever, but it looks of it. Nothing else. So anyone with these two symptoms. Okay, it's too fast. Began running fast not too long ago, Doctor. Can hear it myself, thrashing like it's caught in a snare. So what now? Soul clear. Complained on the very middle. Yeah, expert. That's he's on it. Okay. Finally, was afraid I'd just kick the bucket without helping any science. You'll help. I think it's gonna be burning fever because that's the only two. The only one that has those two symptoms. Who knows? Could be completely wrong. Good luck with life. And then Violet is the last man. And that's the story of my life. And time's up to the present moment. But why do you want all these details from me? A half hour's worth of talking. It was all beside the point. I thought you'd be interested to know that why the sandpest can't get me, because I certainly find that fact interesting. I'd even say amazing. You are a marvel. Chickenpox at age 6. You sure you're not overstating my importance, Doc? Okay. What caught the turn? You've been guarding for 6 days. It's the third time you ask me. May I ask why you distrust me so? The Cemetery is a town within the town. Almost 3,000 workers. Who knows, at first they said there'd be a blowout of some kind of sweet soot. It settled on the walls later, looked like mould. Well, the kin was worried. They're like bees, and how they respond to things. As soon as one makes a noise, the rest are unquiet as well. There's a mighty buzz in the hive, perhaps on account of the poisonous soot. Conditions are tough at the cannery, you know. What's going on there now? They're shouting. Lots of clamour. A nasty kind of clamour, too. It's what you'd expect. They're not having a great time stuck in there like pickles in a jar. No regular meals, not enough drink to go round either. The place is, after all, a poorhouse. A fat man treats his people like cattle. Getting through the day is a struggle. Small wonder they're slamming into walls. If it was up to me. What would you do? You can't lock up a living creature against its will. That's how you turn people into proper beasts. But try so much as hinting at that to our old Gamiski. Yes, man. They're dead drunk on power. It used to be alright working with them, but now I can't stand those guardsmen. There are times when you have to put a free creature under lock and key. Okay, when do you feel worse than usual? All the time. Used to be hardy as a bull brangler, but now I have trouble even standing up for long. I get drowsy when knees give out. It's embarrassing. I feel like I'm failing everyone. Have you been easily fatigued like this for a long time? I don't take great interest in my own person, Doctor. Got enough people to spend my attention on. Trouble to my job because of this. It's a rugged man's job. This robe now. Since you're so preoccupied by my work as a security guard, here's my advice to you, Doctor. You're being too heavy-handed. This lockdown of yours is making people seethe. A cauldron can only seethe for so long before the lid flies off, even if you screw it down. Yeah, it's necessary. Strange redness, a rash, bites, something else. There are red spots on his face too. Heartbeat's okay? Maybe. It's quite red. Normal on the back though. Arms look fine. The veins are definitely damaged. The question is, how old is the damage? Nice. Same on the back. Okay. Not all symptoms have been selected. Carefully examine the patient. Select the missing symptoms in case and ask the patient about them. Okay. Ba-ba-ba. Let's have a look. Bit rashy. Maybe loss of coordination. Visual impairment. Maybe that. That's definitely got. Yeah, let's have another look. Strange red. Because there's skin redness. Could be a rash or a bite. Can I select all of them? God, locked up people, now I've been locked up myself. That's life for you, isn't it? That's the kind of joke life plays. I was musing to myself, what do you want me to do? Do I need to give blood or maybe take a pill? Before we get to the blood and pills, there'll be more questions. Are you ready to answer a few? How long have you had red spots on your skin? Never had clear skin, me. It's not a clear skin life over here. Although, let me think. Actually, yeah, those spots you're pointing at are brand new. But you hadn't noticed them yourself? Well, I suppose that's asking far too much for a worn-out working commoner. Alright, calm down. Reddening, just red skin. What's that you're muttering, Doctor? Okay. And then... so it's gonna go down as skin redness. And then he's got... it's like veins. Vein damage. There we go. Let's ask her about that. The veins in your legs. My legs, they're that way from all the time I spent standing up. It's my job as a security guard. 16 hours of standing every day. I really that complicated? Can't wrap my head around little old me being at the centre of the brouhaha. The syndrome that fits the description, but it mostly affects drunks. So I'd like to ask you, good sir, do you consume alcohol? Do you do it on a regular basis? In what quantities? A quantity best described as God forbid. In my line of work, you must be alert, so my basis hasn't been regular since last year. Quite the contrary. I've been abstaining, can't stand a drink myself. It's not regular, I don't have the habit, period. You're lying. It literally says he drinks. No, it says suspected. Well, we'll go with. Is it even on here? I am blind. Has he got yellow skin or just vein damage? I'm confused. Poor appetite. It's not even on there, is it? No, it's just veins. Okay. Am I missing something? His heartbeat, is that normal? I can't tell. What's a normal heartbeat? Is it slow? Is it... I don't know. It's not rapid. It seems fine. Skin redness and vein damage. Suspected alcoholic. Not all symptoms. My house. Why on earth, Doctor? I can understand talking to me, feeling me up from head to toe, collecting my blood, but searching my home like I'm some kind of bandit. What did I do wrong? Well, not all the way. What I expected from a man of medicine going off to break into my house, imagine that. Do I know where he lives? Huh? Do I know? Where's his house? Where did he say he worked? Oh, there. That's quite far. We can go there. If we have to. I guess we're gonna go outside for the first time. Okie dokie. We're outside. We're here with the interesting locals. And on that cheerful note, we will leave this for part 3, where we actually explore the town. There's a bunch of dead people over there. some rock men. I don't know what they are. And whoever they are. We'll leave that until part 3. See you then.